Julian's mother got a shock of her life when she read through the note. So it essentially mentioned that we kidnapped Julian and Caroline. And you are not supposed to inform the police, because if you inform the police, then we are going to do something to the kids. However, if you don't inform the police, if you don't tell the police, then your kids will come back to you without any harm. So basically, you're not supposed to inform the police. However, Julian's mother got really desperate, frantic, and she didn't know exactly what to do. She was very concerned and terrified about the situation. She exactly did what they said not to do. She informed the police. So the police came and they had a close look at this particular note. So it had a lot of satanic symbols and basically a lot of grammar mistakes and mistakes in English and all that kind of stuff. But the message was clear. You don't go to the police, you don't tell anybody. If you do, then we are going to harm the children. But if you don't do, then we are going to release them and they will come back to you. And in the end of the note, it mentioned O and A. Now the police investigated about O and A, so it basically means that Order of the Nine Angle. So they are like a satanic cult that primarily operates in the Europe, but they have branches in other countries like Canada, US, and Australia. And Order of the Nine Angle, so their main enemy is the Catholic Church, or specifically anybody who believes in Catholic or Christian religion. So from an Order of the Nine Angle perspective, if they wanted to take revenge against Christians, obviously, as I already told, this Julian's family and Caroline's family and both this kid are devout Christians. So maybe that could be the reason why they got kidnapped, because this is what that satanic cult wanted to do. So the police came, they started an extensive process of search, especially also with this terrorizing note that they received. So at this point in time, Caroline's family was also involved. And something interesting happened, because Caroline's family told the police that they also received a note very similar to this 10 days before, that you don't inform the police, etc. But at that time, nothing happened in the family, so they didn't pay much attention. So they just thought that it's somebody did something, so some sort of a prank. So they didn't give much attention to this. But now this is dead serious, because their kids are missing and nobody knows what happened to them. And there is this mysterious letter from the satanic cult. So they started a frantic search. The police searched the whole area of their property inside the forest. Even though the police and the families tried their level best to search for Caroline and Julian, they received nothing. There was no information, there was no clues, nothing happened. And days passed. Police also waited to hear from the cult O and A, but there was no intimations, no letters, nothing in the bottle. So, everybody was losing hope. The days passed and no information, nothing. And then on the 11th of March, something totally unexpected happened. So by this time, it was 7 days from the day they went missing. So this happened about 250 miles away from Badgerry, in a place known as Alpine National Park. which is a rugged, huge national park, which is fully covered in the forest. And on that day, on the 11th of March, a farmer was actually driving through this road, and he spotted a man and a woman, and they were barely clothed. They literally had very little clothing left on them, and they were so tired, so terrified, so petrified. So the farmer, seeing them, stopped the car. So they introduced themselves as Julian and Caroline, and they requested help from the farmer. So the farmer took them to his SUV, to his car, and he admitted them to the nearest hospital. Now, back in Badgery, the police heard about the fact that Julian and Caroline is now admitted to this hospital. So obviously the police, without wasting any time, rushed to this hospital. So as soon as the police reached the hospital and they met the doctors told them that both Caroline and Julian are totally tired and dehydrated. They have bug bites all over them. They have bruises and problems, and obviously they're depressed and they're, however, they're both alive. They're both going to survive this trauma, but they are in a traumatic state. So police then decided to have a chat with both of them, with the permission of the doctors, and they had a chat with Julian and Caroline, both of them. So they told them, look, we don't want to recreate that troublesome traumatic experiences that you guys just had to go through for all these days, for about 7 days. However, if it is really the cult ONA that kidnapped you and did this to you, we would really like to know what happened and how you managed to escape. And if they are out there in the Alpine National Park, we obviously would have to stop them from doing this again to some other people. So both Julian and Caroline gave the information about what happened on that day. So the combined story of both Julian and Caroline goes something like this.